Good evening. I'm Leslie Pates. I'm your child's math teacher this year. I hope you're having a good night, and thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Team supplies. So our team is Team Wind, and on our team, we're always in need of tissues, but I've been blessed with a bunch, so thank you homeroom people who brought them in. The students will need earbuds, glue, or tape in every class. We appreciate nut-free candy to give like as little prizes, and extra Clorox wipes, pencils, tape, and glue sticks are always welcome, especially in math class. Housekeeping, the best way to get hold of me is my email, which is leslie.pates@cms.k12.nc.us. The kids are all given a workbook for each unit. It is also their notebook. I ask that they have an extra composition book for anything that we're doing that's outside of the workbook, but I'm trying to find like blank pages in the workbook where we do extra work so that it's all in one place. I ask that the kids bring their materials to class. I have some materials here in the room, but check with your kids periodically because, especially for glue and tape, because they use that like it's their job, and pencils, so that they're prepared each day. Our schedule, homeroom begins at 8:45 and runs till 9:15, and then we have advisory class, and that's with your child's homeroom teacher. That goes from 9:15 to 9:45. During advisory, we're building in a tutoring time for kids who really need a little bit of extra support due to the crazy school year of last year. So that is going to happen one day a week for math. And then we have first block from 9:50 to 11:05. Then when the kids go outside, then they have lunch. Then we have second block, third block, and fourth block, which are their electives. Sorry. CMS changed the grading policy this year, so it's now broken into 3 parts versus 2. 20% for prepare, which is like homework or warm up or a ticket out the door. 30% rehearse, that's a quiz, and 50% perform. Perform is a test or a big project. Performs can be redone after kids attend tutoring for a higher grade, whereas rehearse may not. The grading scale is a 10-point scale, so 90 to 100, etc. Agendas. Your child should have an agenda where they can write down their homework and important announcements from the board in each classroom that they go to. This is where you can go for homework information as well as my Canvas page. So I post homework on the Canvas page as well. So if your child says they don't have homework, check with that. So in math class, when the kids come in, they always do a warm up, and then we do a lot of work, group work, where they talk about different things. My goal this year is that they be able to really understand the math they're doing and explain their math using correct mathematical vocabulary. So I want for them to be able to compute and then understand what they've done with those computations. If your child should have to miss school, they have 5 days to make up their missed work, but they should check Canvas because we're working through the workbook. And as they go through the workbook, they can, there are videos that are on Canvas that mimic the workbook, and so they could keep going with their work and not get behind. I offer tutoring on 2 different days for my 2 different courses. So if your child is in my first or second block class, they can come to tutoring on Tuesday mornings. If they're in my third block class, then they can come to tutoring on Thursday mornings. Math supplies. Every day your child is going to need his or her charged Chromebook. They should also have earbuds or headphones so that if they're watching a video, they won't disturb their neighbors. In their pencil pouch, they should have pencils, a pen, colored pencils, glue or tape, a highlighter, and some scissors. They should also have a plastic folder with a few sheets of loose leaf and graph paper in it. And first block class, the kids should really have a TI-30 calculator. It's just a basic 4-function scientific calculator. And then for my third block class, I asked if they have a TI-83 or 84, a graphing calculator. And I'm going to teach them how to use this. So, and it's an investment. My kids still use theirs. So I know it's a big capital outlay at first, but it's definitely worthwhile, as is the little one. My son sent me, he's in graduate school, and he said, tell your kids, Mom, that I'm using the calculator you bought me in the 6th grade. So 14 years for $14, I think that's a good deal. This is a copy of my Canvas page for my first and second block class. This is my home page. I have when my tutoring time is, I have the Open Up Resources website. So this is where their textbook is online. I have a link to the Desmos Scientific Calculator, which is a nice calculator used when they're at home. And then I have a link to IXL. IXL is a math program that the kids use, and they sometimes have assignments in there. And then this is how they log on to IXL. So in first or second block class, the students now are in our first unit here, which is area and surface area. Our next unit will be ratios. So this is just the list of what's they're going to be studying. And once again, they get a new workbook for every single unit. In my third block class, which is my 7 honors class, I have my tutoring time as well as, so the honors kids can also go to tutoring if Thursday doesn't work for you. On Friday with Mrs. Thompson on the 7th grade hall. She's in the same place of room on the 7th grade hall as I, and she teaches the 7 honors class. This is a copy of my modules page. Because the 7 honors class is a composite class of the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math, it's hard to give you the Open Up Resources page. So if you were to go here and click on this, it'll take you through the unit lesson by lesson, and that's where you find the videos for the third block class. Third block, we started off and are still working on circles and angles. The next unit is probably going to be rational numbers depending on time, but we might mix that up with the rigid transformations and congruence. Once again, your child will have a workbook. We use a lot of patty paper. We do tracing to prove things. We've been using compasses. We're going to start using protractors. So really understanding why stuff is the way it is. So once again, if you need to contact me, my name is Leslie Pates. My email is leslie.pates@cms.k12.nc.us. And just for your enjoyment, here's a picture of me and my family at our youngest graduation from state a few years ago. My husband Norman, my daughter Haley, my son Austin, my daughter Ashley, my daughter Lindsay, and me. Hope you have a great night.